Let's get weird!
I'm not gonna lie to you people, this is a movie that physically hurts me. Today we're talking about one of the worst. As far as the latest incarnation of comic book films is concerned, we're talking about, of course, Iron Man 3. I believe the simplest thing you can say about this movie is, what happened? What the fuck happened? Literally, you had Iron Man, which was fantastic. You had Iron Man 2, which admittedly was a little bit of a drop-off, not by much. And then you do this. Literally, this movie takes a shit on every single piece of any comic book fan's love of Iron Man. And it treats the other two movies as though they never even happened. It's like half of the established canon of this movie universe no longer exists. Just as a start, the entire content of the Iron Man suit is treated as some kind of gimmicky joke throughout the movie. You never have that moment when he suits up in the Iron Man suit where you're excited. It's just another damn slapstick moment so the suit can fall apart 5 seconds later. On top of that, the villains of this movie are never really given any real clear definition of who they are, and they're not from the comic books. How do you do that? And on top of that, granted, I know that some fire effects are not going to make it into a movie without the rating changing, but I'm sorry. If your characters catch on fire, then what they're wearing and what they have with them should take fire damage. That's just common sense, and it completely takes you out of the moment. The Marvel movies up to this point, even the ones that have dealt with quote-unquote magic, have tried to keep everything in the realm of somewhat realism. That if this happened, this would be the logical reaction to it. Whereas in Iron Man 3, we're literally just straight up comic booky, and it is definitely jarring if you've watched all the films up to this point. It's like, why attempt to have a realistic canon if you're just going to throw it out the window now that we've gotten this far? On top of that, the villains' powers are never really fully explained what they can do. Every couple of scenes with them, they pull something else straight out of their ass that they can now do. It makes it incredibly difficult for you, the audience, to figure out what kind of threat Tony Stark, or more importantly Iron Man, is facing. The plot holes in this movie are out of control. Just the first couple that I came across. First of all, why did the Iron Patriot suit not work when the President was in it? That's never explained one way or the other. I mean, did they hack it so it didn't work, and if so, how did Rhodey get it back? And the Iron Patriot in and of itself, why the fuck was it in the movie except for something to say, hey, this was in a comic book once? Because comic book-wise, the Iron Patriot suit was actually something that was created as sort of a stand-in for Captain America during the storyline where Steve Rogers was presumed dead. It was not an alternate form of War Machine. So it just comes out of nowhere and really feels like it's just being thrown in for the sake of having something from a comic book. And on top of that, obviously, you know, watching these, there's going to be spoilers, obviously. But Tony Stark is not even the one who is saving the day. Pepper Potts is. Iron Man is laying on the side having gotten his ass kicked from pillar to post when she saves the day. Now, granted, a female hero is not something, it's a horrible thing, but that's simply not what we've come to expect from Iron Man movies. But now we come to the most jarring moment of the entire film. That is the Mandarin. Now, for those who don't know, the Mandarin is Iron Man's most dangerous nemesis. It's his Lex Luthor, his Joker, his ultimate opponent. And literally, the movie takes the character, bends it over, and sticks a broomstick right up its ass. Now, for the first half of the movie, the Mandarin, as it's presented to the audience, is treated as a very real character. Osama bin Kingsley, I call him. And it did a fantastic job of portraying that dark, malevolent character that the Mandarin is in the comic books. But then, when Tony Stark goes to fight him, and you're thinking, okay, here it is, it's going to be Iron Man and the Mandarin, Tony has no suit, so he's not Iron Man, and we find out the Mandarin is in fact an actor.
He's not here. He's here, but he's not here.
What do you mean?
It's complicated. Hey, it's complicated. My name's Trevor Slattery.
What are you, decoy? You're a double, right?
Well, I mean, like an understudy? No, absolutely not. Don't hurt the face. I'm an actor. Just a role. The Mandarin? See, it's not real.
This is not jumping the shark. I'm gonna repeat that again. This is not jumping the shark. Oh, no. This is jumping the shark, coming back, shooting it in the balls, raping it, eating its flesh, consuming its soul, mounting its head on the wall, and then doing the same thing to 12 more fucking sharks just to be safe!
It's mind-blowing that they would do something so jarringly fucking stupid. That's not even from a fanboy perspective, that's just from a perspective of someone who's been watching this. They've established the 10 Rings as a terrorist organization in the first movie. So anyone who knew anything about the comics knows when they mention 10 Rings, that must be building up for the Mandarin. And instead, who is the Mandarin?
I am the Mandarin!
That said, there is nothing redeemable about this movie. At all. I could find nothing good enough to put on a positive side. The entire plot makes no sense. It's literally cliched to the point of insane hilarity. It's like literally Shane Black hated the Marvel franchise and wanted to do everything he could to fucking kill it dead. Thankfully that didn't happen and we can move on from it. I'll be honest, people were talking about them making Iron Man 4. I don't want Iron Man 4. I'm done with Iron Man if they're going to do anything like this. And I don't think it's salvageable, I'll be honest with you. The ending of this movie is just a direct slap in the face to the Iron Man franchise. After Pepper Potts saves the day, Iron Man blows up all his suits and is healed. Remove the arc reactor from his chest. He's just a normal guy at the end. While we're on the subject of that arc reactor, when did it stop powering the suits? Yeah, see, in 1 and 2, the arc reactor in his chest powered the suit. In fact, a large part of Iron Man 2 was making a new reactor for his chest that could power a stronger suit. In this one, he spends most of the movie hooking the son of a bitch up to car batteries. I shit you not. This movie is horrendous. I wish I had never seen it. And in fact, I waited a few months and watched it again right before I made this review, hoping maybe at the passage of time it would have gotten better. It got worse. Worse. I don't know how you fuck up a movie this badly. Because an Iron Man movie is really hard to fuck up. Dude gets in a mech suit and fights shit. It's a pretty simple concept. But apparently not when you have a director who doesn't know what the fuck he's doing. Now, since then, Thor 2 is released, and we see that Marvel is just moving slightly on. I really hope that Avengers 2 is better. Maybe it'll reestablish the Iron Man character in a better light, but for right now, fuck this movie. Fuck this movie. Until next time, my name is Vega Goose saying, I'll see you at the movies.